Hello, welcome to OCHETABI After School Learning on Structural Design. My name is Fashe Ochet. Today we have started this drawing. Don't forget that I said I'm going to take you through the process from beginning to the end. So on this stage now that we are in now, we want to design the foundation of this particular structure, knowing fully well that mainly we have 5 major types of foundations, and one of it is what pad, and after pad we have what we call a Y strip, and after the Y strip foundation design we also have what we call a beam raft, and after the beam raft we also have what we call a mat raft, which some will call a slab raft, and after which we now have a pile design. So all the foundation I've mentioned, by God's grace, all of them we are going to be designing them based on structures. Is that okay? So but for the first stage now, we are still on this particular the drawing, which we are going to be using a pad footing for this particular structure. Is that okay? This is just a story building. So since we have done it up to this level, if you look at it, we have done the interactive design. If I come here now and click, you can see design is successful. Can you see everything have passed the design, and we have also done the interactive design. In case you have not watched how to do proper interactive design on your structure as a structural engineer, I want to say please watch the previous video. We have done video on that. Is that okay? So we have done video on that, so try and watch that part where we did the interactive design on this particular structure. Is that okay? And once you are done with your interactive design on the structure, the next thing now is to draw your slab strip. Is that okay? To draw your slab strip, and when you draw your slab strip, what is the next thing? Is your foundation. So all of this we are going to be doing in this particular video: how to draw your slab strips and also to design your foundation. Is that okay? All right, please, I want to say you should try and give this video a thumbs up. Is that okay? Like this video and make this video to go viral, and also subscribe. I plead with you to subscribe so that anytime we release video, you can be notified, you will be informed by YouTube. Is that okay? And also try to comment, because when you comment, when you make us to know your mind, and from knowing your mind, either you are appreciating, or you want us to do a particular video, from there we'll be able to know, okay, this is your own challenge, this is your area of challenge, and we can quickly do what video on that and post it. Is that okay? For you to be able to watch the solution to the problem or the challenge you are facing. Is that okay? And how will you be notified when we have produced video? Is by what? By subscribing. If you subscribe and also click on the notification bell, the moment we release video, you'll be notified, and you now discover that your problem, we have actually solved it, for you to also know how to go about it. Is that okay? That's why commenting, liking, and subscribing and clicking on the notification bell is very, very important. Is that okay? All right, so let's now go into the action for the day. As I said, let me list it out. We are going to be learning how to draw slab strip, and I'm going to explain it a lot. And also your foundation, for your foundation, which is the pad footing, how to the proper settings for your pad design. Is that okay? All of that we are going to be doing. Is that okay? In this video, your settings that you need to do in Protastructure when it comes to your pad, and all of that we are going to be explaining. Is that okay? All right, so let's now switch into the action now. Once you have reached this stage, you come to your to the plan view, and from the plan view, so you can now see, I'm coming, you can see that this one have been drawn. Is that okay? This one have been drawn. Okay, I think in our last video we have also done it's part of what we have done in our last video, so you can watch our last video. Is that okay? Watch the previous video. I think we have done this particular this one. We have explained the proper way of drawing your slab sheets to know the kind of reinforcement you are going to be using for slab. And if you look at this place now, we have also explained a lot of things in this place. Can you see it? We have explained a lot of things about this particular place, so try to watch this particular video. That's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 and 5, I think so. So try to watch all of that. Is that okay? So today we are going to be going into what foundation fully, and some settings that needed to be done. Is that okay? All right, so let's now go there. For you to go to your foundation now, come towards to story 0. That's my foundation level. Double click on it. Can you see now it has brought me here? So let me bring up my grid line. It was hidden before, so I click on display. I'll come to this place and click on it. Can you see the grid lines have appeared? Is that okay? If you want to hide anything in Protastructure, you come to display and look for that particular member that you want to hide. Are we together? So we now click on it. For example, if I want to hide the column now, I'll click on column. Can you see all the column have disappeared? How to hide your members? Is that okay? In Protastructure. So you can now see it now. So I can now click on it. Is that okay? Can you see it now? As I have beam here now, or if I go to story plan view, let's go to 3D, and I come here now, I want to hide my beam. If I click on it, can you see all the beams have been hidden? Can you see it now? So this is how you go about it. If you want to hide anything, come to display. Is that okay? Alright, that's fine. So let's go back to the action. Okay, so first of all, before I do any setting, let me click on this, right click. If you want to put your foundation now, click on the column, then right click and come to insert pad footing. I'll click on it. So once I click on it, I'll wait for you to display the place where I can be doing what I'll be designing my pad. Is that okay? So let's come up. A dialog box will appear for us to see. So let's wait for it to see what we have. Is that okay? You can see that it's rolling. Is that okay? Please subscribe and also like this video, and also tell people about others about OCHETABI. Is that okay? All right. So let's wait for it. Let's wait for it to come up. As you can see it now, you can now see that it has displayed this particular one for us, and it has gone ahead to display this, to design this. If you look at it, it's showing us design is successful. Now the software went ahead to design for us without us inputting our soil bearing capacity, which is very important because location differs. Soil bearing capacity of every location differs. Is that okay? So where they are going to be executing this project, we need to know the bearing capacity of that soil in that environment. So now if you look at this one now, it has designed without us putting our own soil bearing capacity. And also if I come to this 3D, can you see 3D view here? Click on it. If I click on it now, so which I've done, so let's wait for it to display for us and see what we have, because I want to explain something which is very, very important about pad footing. Is that okay? Before we now go to the settings, so I'll come here now. Can you see as I raise it up? So you can now see that this place now, in this place now, can you see it? In this place now, we are having both bottom bars and top bars, so which some people will call a bottom mat. Is that okay? You can see that we are having both top and bottom reinforcement. Is that okay? So in this case, when it comes to pad footing, top mat are not needed. Are we together? Top mat are not needed at all. Is that okay? So they are not needed. So since they are needed, how do you remove it? Where and how do you remove it? Then secondly, at what point do you provide the top bars for your foundation? You provide top bars only when you are designing for combined footing, which I'm also going to be showing us here. Is that okay? So that is that. We are going to be removing this, and all the settings we are going to be doing right now. Is that okay? And if I also come here now, let me come back to 2D. So if I come here now, can you see depth? If I try to reduce it, can you see it's going back to 400, which then tells us that the default value used for this in this software is 400, which I'll go to be changing my own. So, and if you want to increase, you can see 1000 by 1000, which is a LX 1000, LY 1000, isn't it? So if I want to increase, I use this arrow to increase. Can you see that it has increased? If I want to increase here, I use this arrow to increase. I want to reduce it. Let's say it's failing and I want to increase the size. These are the arrows that you use. Is that okay? All right. And also for square footing, it's advisable that your pad footing should be squared aside those ones that are combined footing. Is that okay? So I'll be explaining a lot of things in this particular video. So try to watch this video from beginning to the end. Is that okay? All right. So that is that. Let me cancel it. Let's go and do our settings first. So for you to do settings, you come to this place now. You can see, come to settings. And once you click on it, come to foundation. Can you see we are dealing with foundation? Click on foundation, and this is where you do your settings. So you can now see that this particular software, based on the one we are trying to design, actually uses soil bearing capacity of 200. But in our own case, we are using 100. Is that okay? We are using 100 bearing capacity. Is that okay? And this place called a lean concrete thickness. These are the settings that you need to do before you design your foundation. This is your lean concrete. Based on code, your minimum lean concrete, your minimum cover, which I'm still going to be explaining. Here we are talking about lean concrete. Is that okay? So that before you are casting, you must have a lean concrete, and that's what we are making it 50. We are using 50, not instead of 100, we use 50. So maximum is 100. So now footing, strip footing, cantilever length. Also let's leave this one as as it is. Then default pad footing from Now we are going to be using what? Square. Is that okay? Since we are talking of pad, is that okay? We are going to be using squared. After we are done with this side setting, I will now come to this this other side. If you look at it, you can see pad base depth. That depth you are trying to reduce, that it was refusing to reduce. You can see it here. This is where you do the settings, and I'm using 300 instead of 400. I'm using 300 depth. So now after that, the next thing we are going to be doing here now, this step increment, you can leave it at some use 25, so that as you are click on that X and Y, understand, try to increase, to be increasing at the interval of 25. But in this case now, we want to be increasing at 100. Is that okay? For uniformity and all of that, because if you use 25 here, there is some place whereby if you increase 25, it will pass, and some places if you increase 75, it will die before it will pass. To avoid all of those should I say discrepancies now, it's advisable you leave it at 100, so that once you just increase at 100 once and for all, it will what? It will pass the design. And if it's 200 that it needs, it will what? It will pass the design. Is that okay? That is fine. Now concrete cover is what? Is 50 minimum based on code. Based on code, the minimum cover you can have for any structural element that is in contact with the soil is what? Is 50. So that is that we are leaving at 50. And then that top bar I was talking about, you can see use top bar. Use top bar. So that's why at this place now I'll uncheck it, which means I don't want a top bar. Is that okay? So now the reinforcement I'm using is Y16. Is that okay? After I have done all of this, I can now click on what? On OK. Is that okay? So then I can now come here now, click on this, right click, and come to insert pad footing, and let's wait for it. Insert pad footing. So you can now see what we are having now. You can now see that depth now is giving us 300 now. If I try to reduce it now, can you see it will not reduce, because my default setting is what? Is at 300. Can you see it now? So but it can accept increment. So as I increase, can you see it's increasing? So since 300 have passed, there's no need of us increasing it. Is that okay? All right, that's fine. Now you only come to increase it only when, if you look at this place now, you can see punching check, either your punching check or shear check. If any of them is failing, that you are seeing here is showing you fail, or that's showing you red for shear or punching, then the only solution to that is to come to this place now where I'm talking of depth and increase it. Is that okay? And keep on increasing until it has passed this punching or shear check have passed. And the maximum you can go when it comes to pad depth is what? Is 600. You can go up to the depth of what? Of 600. Is that okay? That's fine. And then in this case now, let me take it back to 300. Is that clear? All right. So having done this one now, is this particular one. So that is that. So now I haven't explained that now, but if it's failing based on reinforcement, if it's failing based on reinforcement, the solution is what? To come to this place, this rebar, and come to this place and change your diameter of bar, or you come here and reduce the spacing from 250 to 200. Is that okay? And see if it will pass. Are you getting it now? To 200. Is that okay? Can you see it now? So but since it has passed with 250, I'm going to be leaving at what? At 250. Is that okay? At 250 both side. 250. All right, click somewhere else. That's fine. So I haven't explained that now. If you now look at it now, based on our bearing capacity, before it was passing with 100, but now that we reduce the bearing capacity to 100, you can now see that we are now having 1002 by 1002 pad footing. Can you see it now? So now it has been designed, and if you look at this place now, it has shown us design successful, and nowhere in this place now is showing us red. So if you look at this place very well, there's no part here that is showing us what? Red. So in your part design or any of your foundation, this particular place must not show you red. Is that okay? It must not show you red. Everything must what? Must pass the design, and you must design successful. Is that okay? All right. So let me go back to my geometry. Now let's now go and confirm this 3D and check our foundation pad. So can you see it now? We are now having only bottom mat. Can you see it now? This is what you are expected to have. Is that okay? This is what you are expected to have. That is fine. Now, once I have done that, don't forget I said it earlier that your pad footing should be squared. Is that okay? Should be squared. So I'll come here now and click on what? On a square footing. Is that okay? If you have something like this, 1003 by 1002, that's not squared. Is that okay? For easy detailing and construction, is better you make it what, make it square. Is that okay? All right, so I'll now click on what, on square. That is fine. I'll check it up and down, everything's okay, no red. At this point now I can now click on what, on my OK, and let's wait for it. Can you see it now? I'll go to the next one. I'll do the same thing, insert part footing, and once I click on insert part footing, let's wait for it to come up. Then you can now see everything here is okay. You can now see this place now is showing me 1001 by what, 1002. Since I want it squared, I'll just, let me see if I can reduce this one, if it will pass. Can you see it's failing? And if you look at it, the such bearing, can you see it's also failing here? Is that okay? Or let me see if we can reduce the reinforcement to see if it will pass the spacing. Is that okay? So let's make it 200. Sorry, let's make it 200 and see it's not passing. Let's make this one 200 too. It's not passing. So let's make this one, let's say 150. I know the solution, but I just want to see if it will pass by using what, reinforcement. 150. Sorry, 150. Let me make it 150. Can you see now that it's not passing? That's not the solution. So now I'll come back to this place now. The solution to this particular one is just to take it back to 120, and this one also 120, because I want it squared. Is that okay? And my depth is still what? Is still what do they call it? 300. Is that okay? I'll click on square. Let me take it back and turn this one back to, I'm coming. Let me click on this. Yes, back to 250. Is that okay? 250. And also this one also 250. Is that clear? I'll come back to my geometry. Okay, so now I have this one. Can you see now? It's showing me what? Everything successful. Design is successful. And you can now see what we have here. This one is also squared, everything perfectly okay. My reinforcement is okay. You need to check your reinforcement, because if you not choose your reinforcement properly, it can go ahead and do what, and use Y20 or Y25 or even Y30 to design your foundation. That is why that settings, that general settings during design, I think we have done video on that. Still go and watch other ones we have done. Is that okay? I've done settings on how to do your settings after you have finished your modeling. Is that okay? Edit of your materials, yes. So we have done that very well. So now come to this place now. You can see everything's okay, and I can now click on what, on OK, and that one is done. So I'll come here again, come here, click on this one, and also this particular one. Let me click on it, and let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Can you see now 1000 by 1001? Can you see 1001 by 1002? Can you see it? I'll just increase it to what, to make it square. Is that okay? Click on check this one and then move up and down. Everything's okay. I'll just click on OK. Is that okay? This is how you go about all of them. So let me pause this video to complete it, after which we will now do the combined footing together. I will now explain. Is that okay? To reduce the length of this video. Alright, that's fine. So now let's now do the last one together. Is that okay? Click on this, right click, and click on the insert part footing again. Is that okay? So let's wait for it to come up. So you can see this one 13 by 14. So automatically I'll just increase this one, because if I try to reduce this one to this, can you see it's failing? Is that okay? So I'll just take it back to 14, and also this one 14. Click on square footing, then after which up and down, none of them is showing red here, and design is successful. So I'll click here and click on what, on OK. So this is how you go about your part footing design. Okay, I still have this one here, so the same thing I'm going is applicable to this ones. Insert part footing. I thought I've finished, so let's wait for it. Okay, same square. I'll just click on it. Okay, come here, up and down. Okay, come here, click. Okay, come here now, do the same thing. Insert part footing. Insert part footing. So this is the things you are expected to do when you are doing your, can you see this one now, 1003 by 1004. I'll also make it 1003. Sorry, 1003 by 1002. I'll make it 1313. So up and down, no red. So click on this one. Is that okay? So these are the procedure you must follow when designing your part footing, which is very, very important. Without doing all of this, your part footing will have issues. Is that okay? So, and God forbid that your building collapse. Is that okay? All right. So that is that. To avoid that, so it's better you do the right thing. Is that okay? That's why I will say always watch our videos. Is that okay? And give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe for our subsequent video. Is that okay? All right. So that is that. Click on this. Is that okay? And some people, they are confused about subscribing. You are not paying for subscription. Is that okay? You are not paying for that. All you just to click on that subscribe button, and the essence of that, and also the notification bell. The essence of that is so that when we release video, you'll be notified, not that you are paying anything. That's why some people, they find it difficult because they don't understand. They find it difficult to subscribe, thinking that they are going to pay. Is that okay? When it comes to subscription, you don't need to pay. The essence of that is to even help you Is that okay? When you click on subscribe button, you are trying to help yourself. Is that okay? You are not that you are going to be paying for subscription. No, just so that anytime we release video, you can be able to have access to those videos and watch it to also learn from it. That's the essence of subscribing. Is that okay? All right, that is that. So that's why I say please do well and do what and subscribe. Is that okay? Which is very important. All right, that's fine. Okay, so having done this one now, let's check our 3D and see what we have done. So you can now see, can you see it now? How we have designed this pad now, perfectly designed. Can you see it now? We have successfully designed. So how do you now go about here? Combine footing now. How do you go about combine footing? So I'm going to be using this one as an example. Is that okay? Because this one and this one, they are somehow close. Is that okay? So let me use this one now. These two. So delete this one now. Then come here now, delete this one. For me to do a combined footing, I'll select this. And at what point do you do a combined footing? Let me undo it. Okay. At what point do you do a combined footing? You only do a combined footing when this particular pad and this one, they are overlapping. Can you see it now? When this pad here and this other pad, both of them are overlapping each other. At that point, you have to do what? A combined footing. Is that clear? So let's now assume that they are having a overlapping now. So I'll now delete it. Is that okay? Delete this one and also delete the two of them that are overlapping. Click on this, then press my control key down and click on the next one. Can you see it now? Both of them selected. I'll now right click and click on insert combined pad footing. Can you see it here? And now click on it. So let's wait for it. Let's wait for it to come up. So you can now see what we have now. Can you see what we have? So looking at this one now, it's trying to give me what? A square form. And I don't need it in a square form because making it in a square form will cost my client a lot. Is that okay? Because you can see based on my column, if you look at my column position, can you see it's like this? My column position is like this. Am I correct? It's like this, not like this, isn't it? It's like this. So I'll now right click now. Let's go back again. Is that combined pad footing? Let's come up. So I want my pad to be what? Along this line like this. Can you see? Like this, not to make it square, because this one, this excess here, there's excess here, isn't it? So on that note now, how do I adjust that? I'll come to this place now. Where is X? This is my LX, which I need. But here, I don't need it more, which is my Y. So I'll begin to reduce it. Can you see it now? I'll begin to reduce it. I'll begin to reduce it. Can you see it now? As I'm reducing, can you see that it's still passing? Can you see it's still passing the design? So I'll click on it, keep reducing it to my own satisfaction. That I think at least the cost will be minimal. Is that okay? So I'm taking to 1000 plus. So let's see. Let's continue to see. Yes, it's passing because our column is what? Along this line, one around here and one around here. Is that okay? So space here is actually enough. Is that okay? We have enough space here to distribute the load. So I will still continue to reduce it. Let me see. Even 1000 should be able to pass. Is that okay? 1000 should be able to pass. Correct. Can you see? 1000 passed my design instead of to have gotten a 2900. Can you see now? These are the settings adjustments you need to do for your pad, for your pad design, foundation design. Can you see it now? So this one now, I will not reduce this one because if you look at this one from here to this place, it's not that much. Is that okay? It's reasonable enough. Is that okay? That's why it's passing, because I can't reduce it. If I reduce it, it's not okay. Is that okay? It's not good structurally. Is that okay? Can you see now? The distribution of the load, because the column is around this place, so the pressure here will be much. Is that okay? So and it needs to be enough pad for distribution. So that is why I'll click on this one to increase it back to 29. Is that okay? Which is still okay. All right. So in this case now, I am not going to be clicking on what? On my square, because it's not square. Can you see now? It's not square footing I'm designing. So on that note now, I can now come here now. If I check it, if I check this this particular design now, can you see what we are having? So you can now see the distance. Can you see it now? Between here, between the edge of this one to this one, where that's why I say I cannot reduce this one. I cannot further reduce one. Rather, I would rather increase it. Is that okay? I'll rather increase it to something like this, which is okay, so that there will be enough space from between the center of this one to this one. Is that okay? And also from the center of this one to this one. Not that 29 will not pass. It has passed design actually. You can decide to leave it or you just increase it. Depends on your judgment. Is that okay? All right. So looking at this one now, this one, this way, at this point we need what? Top reinforcement. It's at this point we need what? Top reinforcement. So how do you now provide the top reinforcement? You don't need to go back to that place of setting to up there to check it. You can do it right from here. How do you go about it? You come to this rebar, click on this rebar. You can now see top bar. So just check this one, then also check this one. And once you have checked the two, check these two. Once you have checked these two, so let's wait for it to appear. What's happening? Okay. All right. So you can now see it now. Can you now see that we now have our top rebar? Can you see it now? Can you see it now? So we have our top mat. Is that okay? Which some people call top mat. So this is this. You can see that we have a double reinforcement of our what? Of our pad. And why are we in need of this top reinforcement? Let me now explain. Don't forget that this particular column, the axial load on this column is different from the axial load on this column. So their axial load here and this one, they are different. Is that okay? So if, for example, this one, the axial load is let's say 50 kilonewton, and this one is just let's say we are having a let's say 20. You discover that the axial load here is higher than this one here. So definitely there will be a reaction between this one and this one. So now in between there may be what we will call a overturning. Sorry, so overturning hugging moment around this place. Is that okay? Around here like this. I want to create a hugging around this place. So now to avoid to counteract that moment, what happened? That's why we need to provide this top reinforcement to counteract that, so that our foundation will what? Remain in position. So that is that. And that's why as a structural engineer, if you are at site and you get to a place whereby you're having a combined footing and yet the engineer did not provide the top reinforcement due to an oversight, or maybe he forgot due to detailing, all of that. That is why it's good for you to have the knowledge of design. Automatically, as an engineer at site, you have to provide the top reinforcement for that. Is that okay? All right, that is fine. So that is that. So after which we have checked everything here is as part design. Our rebar is still this one 16 and all of that. It's okay. Some can use 20, depend on your choice. Is that okay? But for me, due to the due to what they call it issues that we are having with our rebars, you know, some of them are not up to diameter 12. If you use diameter at the end, by the time you measure it, you discover that you're having like a 10 or 9. So all of that, and even though this Y16, if you go and measure it in the market, some of them are not up to Y16, isn't it? So that is that. So that's why it's better to be on the safer side. I'll have to do what I normally use my 16. Is that okay? So that I'll now come here now and click on OK. Can you see what we have now? So let's now check our 3D and see what we have done. Can you see it now? Can you see our combined footing for this? So this is how you go about your combined footing design, and this is how you go about your settings. The settings that you need to do when it comes to pad design. These are very, very important, and the adjustment, settings and adjustment you need to do when it comes to pad design. Is that okay? Input using a Protastructure. So that is that. So thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. Now, if you look at this one now, we have done this one now properly. We have done this one properly now. So the next, let me quickly show you something also. Let me show you something also. Let me click on this, right click and click on where is it? Section design. Let's click on section design. Let me show you something before you export to AutoCAD. Let's confirm our beam section. Is that okay? How the outcome is, how it's looking. Is that okay? Let's wait for it. So you can see the section here. You can see what we have here. Let me see what we have here. I'll come to detailed drawings. Okay, and click. Once I've clicked, let's wait for it to come up. Okay, so you can see this is how you are expected to have this. Is that okay? This is how you are expected to have this. So this one we have done the setting before, so that's why it's very important to watch all this video where we have produced on this particular drawing. Is that okay? There are a lot of things we have explained. So the only thing I'm going to be showing you now is how to remove this, because you don't need this dimension. This 350 and 710. You don't need all of this in your detailing. So how do you remove them? Is that okay? Even these ones, even all these ones, how do you remove them? Is that okay? Let's see. And also this one, how can you adjust all of this so I can be having only one dimension? So let's see how that one can be done. So I'll click on close, then also click on close. Is that okay? I'll come to my settings here, click on settings here, and then come to my beam. I'm on beam now. In this place now, I'll come to detail. Is that okay? I'll come to dimension. Under dimension, can you see, to remove that one we are talking about here, I'll uncheck this. Is that okay? And also to remove all this one here. Is that okay? Because from here to here has already given me the length. Is that okay? It's going to give me the length, and from here to here has already given me the length. Is that okay? If I know from here to here automatically, this one no issue. So I can come here now. Depends on you. Check this one. Can you see it has been removed? So now I haven't done that. Now for you also to remove this one, now you come to this. I think it's this one. Okay, it's not this one. Let's see. It's not this one. It's one of them here. No. Okay, it's not that one. It's not that one. So I think it's this one. This one. No. This one. Correct. Can you see it now? I've removed this one here, so I don't need this one. So these ones are okay for me. So then I can now click on OK. Then I'll come here now, click on this. Let me click on section design, and let's see if we have been able to successfully remove that. I'll come here now and click on this, and let's also wait for it. So can you see it now? Can you see my detail? Can you see? Can you see? Very clean. Can you see it now? Here, all those dimensions unnecessarily have been been removed, and all the dimensions here have been removed. All the unnecessary one that we have additional ones here have all been been removed. Can you now see it now? You can see what we have. Is that okay? So you can see that it's very important you follow us through all of this in our in the design, so that you'll be able to be exposed to all the things you needed to do when we are designing. Is that okay? So thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video, that we are going to be discussing other part of the structural design, and also using another type of foundation for the design. Is that okay? Thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. I want to say bye for now.